Welcome back to VCT Americas Bananas.
Loudest winning it all.
Bananas, top-tier coaching.
Yeah, well, nothing matters about the first map now that we're into banana analysis.
That's forbidden. Forbidden.
Now, while EG definitely pushed them, it was that back half where Loud really created some separation, ends up taking map 1, a Fracture, to give themselves a leg up in the series. And they did it with an interesting composition, right? We kind of talked about that right as we were looking at Agents Select, maybe polling from some other teams in other regions. Mimi, what did you make of it ultimately and how they piloted it to a victory?
I really like this composition. I think in particular what they did well on their attacking side is similar to when they played the Harbor Viper, having these 2 lines of smokes to cycle, which made their site execs really strong with that neon, and then sticking around, having that second layer of smokes where you're trying to prevent flood retakes is great. And on their defense side, their retakes with this composition were also really good. That Omen blind gives you so much value to have that kind of second line control beyond just the breach fault line.
Yeah, and like you said, the map control that they take during that retake, like being able to retake sand, being able to dash through and retake halls, they can do it from so many different portions of the map as well. So I think that's where you really saw Louds get the advantage, because that attack side was relatively close.
And I think it plays into the idea that they could win in the face of having 2 less first kills and actually 1 down in the thrifty count as well, right? And so they were actually winning in a number of disadvantaged positions in terms of having given up first blood but still finding way back in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Aspas on that neon was a part of that. He was playing extremely well. His ability to maneuver around the map was excellent, find openings, and Les is just in such outrageous form right now. In the playoffs, he's just been so good. He looks so measured, controlled, from his movement to the way that he's moving his mouse. You can just see it. It looks like he's just in the zone. He makes it look effortless the way he is with his mechanics.
And this comp was so good in the retakes for Loud. You saw the round where Timmy's like sticks with an Omen ult to stay within the Killjoy lockdown. And then this one where they Viper's Pit into tower and have the teammates flood out to aid. This comp is really good for the flood retakes because you have that neon fast lane to go up to give you space. Then you have the KO flashes to swing out other side. You also have the Paranoia and the Breach stun, both to kind of stun off those main lines and find punishes. And for EG, this is a comp that I don't think you're going to be seeing very often here in North America practicing. So it's really hard to prepare and adapt on the fly against a comp like that, even though I think they did a really admirable job, especially in the first half with some of their little gimmicks.
Yeah, I think like you're running a neon in a meta where there's a lot of Sentinel play. So that kind of has gone way out of the fray. Some teams are running it, but you really don't see it that often. I think the way that Les as well is playing without playing on a Sentinel role in this case, where you have had him on that role in the past when they were running that double duelist, is really, really impressive. He continues to just, I mean, not really flex.
Yo, what are those numbers?
Numbers.
I was going to say, I'm glad we sang his praises before the matchup, saying this is a guy that needs to be respected. But these are better numbers than the numbers we showed in the pre-show.
This is playoff Les. It's just that simple. He's insane in these situations.
Yeah, 100%. He is, like I said, he's just been in God form. His timings are incredible. His anchoring when they were on defense was incredible. They just couldn't get him out of B when he was playing at tower. He was just farming. He's just so good right now.
He just shuts down any little clutch opportunity that EG had just by movement. I mean, the amount of times you see him in the tucked corner, you think he's dead. 1v1 situation, he just wide swings and wins. It's ridiculous.
Crazy smart player. Crazy smart player. I'm with you, Mimi, though. You had mentioned that one little play, 2Es. That, for me, is play the map right there.
Very
avoiding
cool,
the KJ ult with the Omen ult of his own to surprise them as they look for entry onto the B site. But here we turn our attention to map number 2. And as we do, let's take a detour into the aim lab, shoot around, and check in on Demon 1. While EG played Loud close in map number 1, this is one of the guys that we're going to have our sights set on to maybe turn the table in map number 2 and finally give us our opportunity to see Loud on Bind.
And this is the Demon Stone in map number 1. It's the rare moment where they have him off the jet. For the remaining maps in the series, we will expect him to go back to that jet role where he is so comfortable. So you can expect him to have a little bit more impact in the server in the next few maps. But really for EG, I think it's about recovering from losing map 1, because that was the one where I think you had the best opportunity to win in this series. Their Fracture is so good. They showed such cool stuff with the Sova and their ability to take space on the defensive side. It's just you're playing something new, and they struggled to adapt.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's not just that they hadn't seen Loud play on Fracture before and then Loud come in and play a standard composition. I mean, they just came in with something that we just haven't seen, period in this split. So being ready for that, and with how practiced and drilled Loud looked with that, such a tough task. But still, Demon had some good moments there on the Brimstone. He still had some really nice shots, some impactful plays. But yeah, going back to the Jet, also that was some of the most demonic aim labs gameplay I've seen in one of these.
Normally I don't pay attention to it, but for him,
I was actually I was getting hypnotized by that briefly. But yeah, heading back to the Jet, you know, obviously expecting big things.
And my question is, if Loud might go back to one of their prior comps on this map. I'm thinking about it. I feel like there is a chance in playoffs they might actually want to return to that Viper comp, show something new. This is a team who's really willing to bring out new stuff when they get deeper in these tournaments. And I think the first few weeks is where we got the experimentation with that. They went back to standard for most of the regular season, but who knows here in playoffs?
I think that they kind of abandoned it. It felt like it struggled a little bit more early on in the season. They got a little bit more challenged. So I don't think that they're going to go back, but that's a really interesting idea that who knows? I mean, maybe from here and beyond, we might end up seeing again, because Cloud9's still running it to some good effect, I think.
Yeah, and in this map here, it does look like we are just going to get the standard comps with 2. He's already locking into that Omen. But what I'm looking towards is Ethan in this series. What? You've talked so much about this guy, but he's normally incredible on the KO in this map. And he's also the guy who's the emotional leader, the veteran, bringing people back into the game after a rough start.
Yeah, Ethan, it was something that Potter spoke to, and something you just assumed at the beginning of the season, with that being their big acquisition, coming in with the experience that he's had many years of competing. But individually, Ethan is without a doubt in the best form I've seen him in Valorant, period. I think there was a long time where his name value was really driving a lot of the hype behind him, more so than his level of play at the time. And he had peaks and valleys, but at the moment, this is the best he's ever been to me. He looks incredible on this initiator role right now. And I don't want to just keep talking about Les over and over, but again, his killjoy on this map is just beyond good. His timings are insane.
Well, no switch-ups and compositions here for Heineken 0.0 Ascent as our teams get ready to load in and do battle. The question is, will we get a third and final map? As we send it back to our casters, Brent and Sideshow for the call.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, let's get to it here on Ascent. It's an undefeated map for Loud, but a matchup that I'm most looking forward to is that Jet head-to-head. Demon 1 versus Aspas. I mean, a final boss versus the guy who's trying to take that title almost from him is what it feels like. I mean, behind the scenes as well, I've been speaking to some of the teams, or at least hearing whispers and rumors, you know, when teams go up against EG, they treat Demon 1 when he's on the Jet with the same kind of reverence, the same kind of reluctance to take those fights as they do Aspas in a lot of capacity. So these are two guys that have now getting the chance to clash here in a playoff scenario on the big stage on a map that should be very, very good for the Loud sweep in that 2-0 fashion, but yet to be seen if that's still going to be the case.
And do remember that Aspas's rise up was quite similar to Demon 1's. Came straight out of ranked into a team, had massive success early. Not exactly the same, but flutters of that. And this is an interesting round. EG have so many players stacked up on A, clearly reading that this would be an A pistol. It's what Loud love to go for most of the time, but Loud have changed it up.
And Ethan's now feeling it, isn't he? Market has been compromised. All that utility is being used. Loud are so quick to change up the timings of this one. Forced towards the back of the side. That spam, the spray. Sadak, how's he getting that one? Ethan still needs to be cleaned out, but Loud have no intention of this one. Instead of fight, and a call gets made. They're going to fight towards spawn. Mid also just being repushed. EG taking that fight too. And the door's being broken in the middle of all of this. Lucio's still good for 2, but he's brought down. And Les also follows up, making sure to clean out the rest of the players. Now, have they remembered that Ethan was here, that he scurried his way towards the back of the site? It seems likely. They're all the way onto the A site. Sadak jiggle peeking, spots it.
And Les is just waiting to collect this. Yeah, Sadak steals the right. Bren, that pistol round was so interesting. Loud love going for these A pistol rounds, so EG fake a shark attack, trying to drive the reactive pistol round push into A, where they have 3 players stacked. The tactic is so smart from EG, and yet Loud have a completely different game plan. They've swapped it up for this match, clearly putting a lot of respect on EG, not just running their default pistol, and instead going for a B split, which leaves Ethan in the lurch and gives Loud the victory early on. Very cool ideas.
From both sides, we'll see what kind of adjustments are made, but yeah. EG with that kind of preparation, trying to push Loud into them with that stack, doesn't pay off, and now they're leading with that pistol round. Great beginning. money in their hands, but they might just be wading right into a stack. That's all 5 players over onto A. They're waiting for some sort of burst play. Drone now used. Maybe off the dash they'll use Dart, holding it, tag to the side. There it is, dash as well. Will there be the util now from EG? Trying to punish this one. Aspas into the close corner. Nobody watching for it still. A right click will take him out, handing over the rifle. Paranoia sweeping its way across Jorgamo. He's picked up the upgrade. 12 bullets left. Can he do any more damage? Already taken out 1, 3 bullets, but as the smoke fades, right out in the open. Easy target now for Loud, and they get able to salvage that Phantom, so doesn't fade into the abyss for that one, carrying it into the next round for the third one.
That's 2 rounds in a row where EG have stacked A. Loud's offensive side does tend to favor the A bursts, 4-1, 5-person pops, but they're going to have to show something a little different. They can't just keep going for this. So now that you get rifles on board, here's where my attention goes towards Demon 1. Where is he getting set up? Are they saving for an operator? Do they want him to just take the rifle fights early? And he's over in A main. Nobody there again.
Flashbang.
It's Loud who are pushing away down deep into mid. There's all utility taken care of, looking to set up for the B split. This is very against the grain in terms of what Loud are usually liking to do. Looking up towards Boathouse, smoked off on their ground. They know they want to take a fight here. Aspas expecting something. Pop flash, blinded up. Aspas close to the corner. He does return the fire though. That's the VG barreling ahead. Les is there, making sure to stop them in their tracks at the same time as that. 2 years was hoping for the lurk play down towards Tree. Demon 1, eager to take the fight to them. Dash to disengage. Les, he loses the duel. We haven't been saying that much. And Aspas is left alone in a 1v2 to do it all. Wide swing, it's called, it's made. Demon 1 not lacking the confidence to face his opposition.
And when Loud do go for those B site hits, you see them often put that pause in the middle of the exec. And EG found that moment in the middle as the tempo decreased for Ethan to pop flash Boostio into the site. Love that. Shows that they really understand the ebbs and flows that Loud are going to bring into the game on their attack side. But that was just a bonus. EG weather it. They're bringing a Bulldog into the next, but otherwise, full weaponry on both sides.
It's definitely the style that Loud have been exhibiting for most of the time in the regular season playoffs especially, but a lot of fast takes of map control at the beginning, slowing it down around towards the minute mark. Seeing something similar here, just feigning like they could be splitting into A as the smoke start to get propped up. Blossoming and blooming, Ethan close, that's a dash online. Demon 1 can't face 2. Doesn't land the shots there. Aspas though is going to be taken out as well. Kawazin round the side, straight through main. He's not worried about any sort of attempt to fight back the pop flash. Sadak. This has paved the way onto the A side. It's going to be that plant now left up to Boostio. He's got money to make a go of it. There's the first. Spots the second. Players are weak.
Seen him get some crazy multi-kill rounds.
Can he pull this off? Loud should have to discipline. It's faced and almost doable. Sadak shuts it down before Boostio can really get roaring.
EG are struggling to get the opening
just uses
advantage in these rounds. Did he really?
Yeah, I think he just unleashed it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you see in the replay here that he's 2 away from it. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's a major tool that he's not going to have access to. That's just a misclick towards the end. You even see in the replay right there. Oh, and his reaction
at
to
the
it.
end, yeah. His face lights up in blue.
Well, that is a major tool on their attack side that they're not going to have access to. But at the same time, EG really weak down onto that eco. And EG have kind of been struggling to get early advantages. Louder just taking all of the map control, getting into good spots. There's been a few times now that Demon 1's had these peaks where he's got a chance to get his team up in the trades and ends up going down.
Louder looking good to claim that 4th round on the board. Les just has full anticipation. He knows which way the pushes will be going. Spraying onto the body. Demon 1 a taste of his own medicine.
And it definitely feels targeted. They know that Demon 1 is a confidence player and a confident player. So trying to take him out and knock his mentality a little bit early on in the game could be a major win condition for Loud. It looks like he's going to take peeks down mid with the op early here. Ethan to support, break any recon darts, that kind of stuff. Put a bit of pressure tiles.
Okay, a bit of a pause though, so timeout for EG.
And that's a late one. That is a late timeout being called there. Only 8 seconds left in the round. So that's going to slow things down a little bit. This is the first round where we're seeing Demon One pick up the operator, but thus far hasn't really gotten massively activated. Got the final kill in one of their rounds a while back with a very confident wide peek, but other than that, we haven't really seen it from him. He had some major moments map 1 and has been essentially carrying them throughout the playoffs. But Bren, I was a bit concerned coming into this match because I was just looking at how devastating he reacted to the dominant win they had.
It was a mixture of emotions, wasn't it, towards the end of their win?
An absolute maelstrom of emotions for him up there on the stage. Not being able to go to Tokyo with the rest of his team. And as you heard from the desk earlier on, Reformed has been playing Jet with them in scrims and is going to be reprising that role as they head into Tokyo. So yeah, it's very hard for a player like that to refocus on winning this regional title and claiming your spot as the first America's winner. But think about how incredible that would be for a player like Demon One. 2 months of pro play.
At this kind of level, at least. Where it is that big step up, full avoidance. No one going to be sitting into his sightline. Loud go for the standard play towards on their attack side of Ascent. All the way through. Com seemed ready for it though. As soon as that dash was used, it's a spray down with the Odin. Rain of bullets shredding through a path, yet Loud not being dissuaded. They take the side anyway, towards the back, getting the plant down and setting themselves up. Kawazine down into hell. Aspas and Tia's trying to play together. Paranoia is going to be blinding a few of them, dropping down into the side boost. Tio is there. The rest of his team waiting, ready to receive the trade if it was necessary, which it's not. It's flawless. Everybody surviving, so off the back of the timeout. And that breather, really doing a good job on the retake.
Yeah, what a fantastic adaptation from EG. So they have Con there with the Odin ready to spam somebody down on the entrance, and then they play full retake on the A side and bunch everybody from Loud up into horrible, awkward, claustrophobic spots at Jenny and Hell. Com uses the dart to push Aspas and hold him in place. Then they use Paranoia that catches, I think, all 3 of the people on site, and they're ready for less, who often plays this like mid or catwalk late lurk. Coming out of a timeout, another good piece of input from Potter. They work like that on Fracture too.
Notice the positioning here. Okay, bit of a play being made. Hunter's Fury let loose, tags onto 2, force the updraft. That's Bass, doesn't want to be chained with the second one.
Hit Kalanzine too. A lot of damage.
Yeah, tons of damage, but no kill like they were hoping for. Now, EG are no strangers to little trap plays like that. They love to do it with a Hunter's Fury. Big tool.
This smoke in Demon One's face stops him from getting too much operator value. So the drone comes through. They're going to scout out this smoke and see if Demon One can set up a more aggressive angle. No, he moves over to B. That's a reaction to Kalanzine's drone being used.
Yep. 1 for 1, Demon. One still with that dash. Lockdown's there. He was playing B main early, anticipating they would try and go for this lockdown take, but Loud, there's a little bit more nuance being placed into this one, isn't there? With the Hunter's Fury being unleashed, there's nothing to really counteract it other than their own lockdown, which is now broken by their own ultimates, used in an exchange. Looking to take that space, Boostio. How are you avoiding that? You're not. Tries to get out of there. Too much damage, too much util. Clearing out those spaces in the back of the site. There's no one there to watch this, so post-plant positioning gained. B main's controlled. It's going to be that reflank as well from Aspas. He's waiting for the right timing.
These post-plant positions look so much better than the prior round for Loud.
It's going to be a hard task for EG. Fragment nade Paranoia all the way forwards. No one clearing logs. It's traded. It's there. Still firing down towards lane. Dart doesn't see too much on Aspas's timing. We said it was going to be important. There it is. Plays his life, backs away because they know Com is the last one left and he's trying to save that operator. Will not be able to do so. Twists and turns that Loud are able to just inject in a round like that. EG thinking they're one step ahead. I mean, I got to say, I love the foresight. You know, they're trying to think ahead. Place Demon One with the op into B main because they know that the lockdown's really good there. And instead it's just Loud putting pressure elsewhere, forcing players to rotate and get out of those positions.
Yeah, they did one step ahead. Demon One just can't find where the action's going. He's a little, like 2-3 seconds behind the play, which puts him in a position where he just can't get anything done. Currently 2 and 5. And EG are really struggling to take control of the tempo.
Right back into it.
And this is a walk push.
Teams like to do this. There's a paranoia to try and set it up, but it only collects onto the one. Can Team One pull off a miracle? Only the one before eventually taken out. His counterpart. That Jet head-to-head as Aspas putting one in the tally.
But talking about taking control of the tempo, that's exactly what EG go for there. And now Tui's, with him down, they don't have any smokes.
Yeah, or at least trying to re-push that into the high ground position. Aspas still getting the one.
And if you think about it, Ethan's position now is majorly good. He always gets good info into mid, and he can play this door position. Loud have got to watch this. They have no smokes.
Yeah, no smokes at all. Still have to watch the angles. Jorgamo's there. Great work done. Still less. He does receive it. The operator exchanging his hands there, possibly prior when Aspas had the knives. Ethan does have an ult. But no command in this retake scenario. Not the greatest. Sadak with one of his own. Let's taking the first contact. Sadak just swinging off of it. And it's safety in numbers. The IGL of Sadak as well. Hands off the keyboard. He's like, I'm not pressing that again. No more fat fingers. I've got the no command. I'm not wasting it.
Good to see the players learning from their mistakes. Loud just look so incredible on this map. They're 6-0 in the season so far, and it shows no signs of stopping. They are brutally good at the attack side, which makes such a difference when it's a defense-sided map.
Me and you, Josh, feels like we're the official announcers for the coronation of Loud, paving their way towards the grand finals, isn't it? It can't be stopped.
Quite ridiculous. And Loud are no strangers to being in these kind of positions. They're one match away from the grand finals of VCT Americas. And Sadak has only ever, in his history of playing in VCT, lost out on one regional title. Every other one he's been able to claim. Loud themselves as an organization have 2 in Brazil, and they're looking for another. They're looking to be the first VCT Americas winners.
That's the difference, the Americas.
With those 3 regions combined.
All the strengths collected.
There were 8 teams that held titles in the old days, and this is your chance to become the first of the new.
Maybe set themselves up for a bit of a dynasty. Who knows?
In terms of regional matter, potentially. But what will also be at the back of Loud's mind is the chance of that globally too. Remember, this team's the champions, winners, finalists of Lock-In. And here they come on the attack again.
The A split with a no command. Ethan up close. Flash is lovely. I mean, he's blinded up, spraying them down. Stacked up the rest of EG, making sure to swarm the positions. He is placing that smoke as well. It gives him a little bit of safety. Teleport cuts it across. He's granted one, but not much else. Thrifty win for EG. They definitely needed that.
They've had one Thrifty win in each of the halves so far that they've played. One on either side of Fracture and now one here in Ascent that have kept them in the game. It just seems so difficult against this Loud team though when they're excellent at both sides of the map.
30 seconds left.
Even if EG win out from here, it's still only even. But they've got to keep the belief.
Got to keep the belief there. Their attack side was quite good. I believe it was against NRG when EG were playing it on Ascent, but... Oh my goodness! Stash into the side, getting caught on the geometry.
We haven't really seen those misplays from Demon One.
And Boostio who's caught in the corner. Util, everything being placed, the spam on top of it. Bullets raining. Boostio granted an easy exit to safety. Jorgamo with a response though. This repush is being watched for. There's multiple players holding the angle. Kawazin! He hit the first shot, but the Odin's not good for those long-range battles.
And so Jorgamo makes the play that starts to even things out just a little.
Everyone's so weak. Close to the box. Shaktar. Too close for comfort with players that weak. It could have brought anybody down, but
they have inflicted a ton of damage onto these Loud players.
Yeah.
EG has spread 1-1-1 around the map. Jorgamo's in a potential playmaking position again with his ult to try and reinforce someone else. There are ways that EG can still win this.
But it's all just gambles. Did they just see that? The crossing?
30 seconds left.
Ethan moving his way over towards B. 25 seconds left with Loud cutting noise all the way.
Cover going out.
It is going to be heroics. Individual moments. Players are going to have to step up for EG. Smokes drop down. Ethan. Bit of spam with the Phantom. There's one. There's a second. Comma's there. Anchoring towards the back of the site in the teleport. Into it. Paranoid up. Time running short. Running low. 2 years. He's done damage, but he needs to get the spike down. Not a chance in hell. It's up to Aspas. He'd have to kill both of them. And they immediately realize it. EG. The 2 players left standing, Ethan and Jorgamo, they go in their separate ways. The percentage play to win that round out.
Scatter to the winds, and EG now pick up 2. One with an economy disadvantage, the other with a player disadvantage. They're still showing all of that grit that's led them on this Cinderella run up through the playoffs. Can they draw things level? Can they keep this going?
This is Ordis as well with Demon 1 without having those outlandish performances that he's been putting up over and over again.
Absolutely. I mean, if Demon 1 turns up at some point here, it could throw Loud another headache.
EG is still staying in it! That's a play as well. Take that one roughly out of the Leviathan playbook as well. The Odin spam from across with the dart. And they know that it's Loud who like to do a lot of those 4-1 defaults. Les was probably going to be alone in that position. The drone tags up, at least spots the 2 of them, and a refight. The call is made by EG here. They want to take and maintain control of main. The dart's pushing them back. It's a dangerous proposition. They're being sandwiched and squeezed now as well. Deep onto the side. Sadek's already there. He's gained that ground, but removed. And Demon 1! Speak of the devil, speak of the demon. Just when we started saying he wasn't really showing up, he pulls out 3.
Great round from EG there, right from the beginning. You see a little tactic to generate them the first pick. And then all of that pressure puts Ethan into this spot where he's able to pick up the gap pressure, and Demon 1 playing together with Jorgamo to control A main. The damage may have already been done earlier in this half. Lauda still on 6 on the Ascent attack side, but EG's recovery here has been supreme. 3 rounds in a row now, 1 away from tying us level, heading into the next half, where a pistol win could change the dynamic of this entire match, change the dynamic of playoffs.
Forcing Loud to take that timeout. Deep breaths now as well. Last round of the first half that they're opting to use this.
Yeah, just making sure that they can cement this final round. I mean, going forwards into the next half, I'm sure Loud feel very confident. It's defense side Ascent, they're really good there. They don't necessarily need Frod's input as much. They've still got another timeout there too. But ensuring that they fix up what EG are doing. And EG now are getting much more aggressive in A, if you notice. Jorgamo went for the hero play where he walked out A main quite a bit, and he walked out catwalk. Off any level of B pressure, Demon 1 and Jorgamo are starting to get really aggressive on A.
Yeah, this is a team, EG now. You can tell they're not paralyzed by fear, not like when Loud are playing against Furia. This is EG who are taking it to a team that are trying to claim that spots and well. Sadak, bit of a misstep, a bit of a misplay. A lot of teams, a lot of players will jump spot that one just in case the operator's in play, and it hands Demon 1 an easy one. Aspas updraft over the top with the knives. He's spotted, he's taken out.
Spike down mid.
Lucio holding his ground, holding his space. Tap with a rifle. Not enough to reset to get the 2, but job still being done. It's a 2-on-2. Lucio re-exploring.
And Les was waiting for it. That's the adjustment coming out of the Loud timeout, I think. Really just holding for those kind of plays. Now, Les has Spike in mid. And Com is re-clearing A, and Tui's just too sharp. What a bizarre round to end the half.
Yeah, I mean,
very unusual, but it sends us to a 7-5 2-round lead for Loud.
I knew Loud were going to be dominant on this map. Pretty much for the entirety of the season, they've been in control when it's come here towards this particular staging ground, but EG have done well. Try and make it even. Bring the challenge to them. Full attention going to be on the pistol round for that second half. We'll find out exactly what's going to be occurring there, but obviously a bit of break in the play.
All to play for.
Absolutely. Let's send it down to the desk to break down the first half so far.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. 7-5 half and a small lead for Loud. An oddly familiar scoreline from just one map ago, where Loud had a 2-round lead going into the back half of Fracture.
It is, but this time it's on the attacking side of Ascent. And this has echoes of so many playoffs that we have seen from Loud before, where when they get to this stage in a tournament, they look so incredibly dominant. In this one, is so many of these rounds, they were just comfortable in going straight into running their site execs, and EG was struggling to shut those down.
Yeah, Loud consistently have just been amazing on Ascent this entire stage. Credit to EG, frankly, for bringing a few rounds back towards the end with a few cheeky plays. A nice 3K from Demon 1. Ethan stepped up the 1 round to get a few kills on Cat. That they used one of the plays from the Leviathan strat book to get that early pick with a recon. But overall, Loud's attack on this map is impeccable. Their site execs, like you were saying, Mimi, are just so well drilled. But also the little micro adjustments they make on their execs, depending on the information that they're getting on the defenders, those little things that are called on the fly are always picture perfect. They are just one of the best teams, possibly the best team in the world on Ascent attack right now. A lot of credit to that to Sadak, but the team is just, overall, they have such a great understanding of what they all need to do to win the rounds when they're in those full site executes.
And for EG, they stuck to their style. Like you were talking about, those little set plays is what brought them some of these rounds to make it 5-7, to make it winnable. But this is now a swap to the attacking side for EG. And in the first few weeks, it was the attacking side that was always a struggle for them. From then on out, they've improved so much at the mid-rounding, at the attack, particularly on Ascent. But the question is if it's enough to come back versus Loud.
And I love how those couple set plays really seem to re-energize this Evil Geniuses squad and, like you say, put the map within arm's reach. But it is still a tall order to take down Loud on Heineken 0.0 Ascent. Let's dive into the second half as we head back on over to our casters.
That's the big question. Can EG mount that sort of comeback with the tall order ahead of them? Because Loud right now sailing ahead deep, potentially all the way into the grand finals of Americas.
That stat is ridiculous, that Loud's core members have only lost on Ascent twice. They are undefeated on it here in VCT Americas. And EG are playing a bit of a slow pistol, but it's a 4-1 that at some point here is looking to explode onto Sada. Wow, he's so aware of it, just holding this nade out, waiting for anything here.
Grouped up. Will be util to try and stop them here. This is Loud. Also kind of stacked onto the side with Aspas and T is holding close around the side to the box. It's got to be called. Demon 1. He's let it in. No one's dealt with Sadak, but eventually taken out, removed. Kawazine, a wide face. Sprays it with a frenzy.
Now, Loud have been running this defensive pistol
Spike
a lot.
planted.
And it looked like EG was somewhat ready for it.
Yep, somewhat.
It's got down into a 3v2 where Boostio seems to be the playmaker.
Doubled up, grouped up. Is there that clearance? A wide face and an even wider swing at that by less. Damage being done to them, though. They are low enough that it is still anyone's game. This pistol round is one that EG need to win the turret. Taking a bit of contact. Dart broken. A little bit of information gathered. You got to know it's a 1-2 face there, EG. And it's Ethan saving the day for them. The decisiveness in the moment there, not lacking it.
Ooh, ho, ho, ho. And the pistol comes out. Frankly, I think to save EG's chances here. Because even though things are about to get drawn level potentially at 7-7, Loud should be favored on the defense side. And EG really needed that pistol round. We've seen them get pushed in some previous situations like this. What does that mid-rounding look like? How aware are they of how Loud want to play this map?
Full focus from EG on both of the extremities, B main, A main. Slowly taking it, not giving away too much. Lack of attention placed towards mid. Loud not opting to just really fully stack one area or the other. Instead, they've got this tight containment you can see on Cat and bottom mid. It's pretty spread, though.
And EG, you can see that they're approaching this with some level of tentative prodding.
Just trying to see where this util is being ran.
And Loud themselves only 6 rounds away from making it. to the grand finals of VCT Americas. Any slip-ups could
Demon One overstep himself. Oh, Aspas! He's got away with murder. Running him down. Demon One was not prepared for it. Kawazine to cover around the back as well, and 2 years pushed all the way deep. It's fallen to pieces.
This is what I'm talking about, the slip-ups. They can't afford them.
Paranoia, it fades, but a shot still lands. Precision, and a thrifty win for Loud.
Absolutely gutting for the EG camp there. In some sense, that does even more economical damage to win the thrifty straight afterwards. The recon dart not being broken and Aspas getting away with that is ridiculous. As Loud's first thrifty of the series, and it comes at such a devastating time for EG. Loud have so much experience in these kind of moments, way more than, you could argue, even the other teams that are in this spot that are going to be playing later on today. Of all of these 4 teams, it is only Loud with a regional title already. The only other people, strangely enough, Ardis and MCE.
Quite interesting.
And they show you why in every round.
A full collapse. EG's attention towards A main, either to collect some kills or maybe an orb. It leaves it up to Boostia, but no weaponry. Farah takes it. Lex not lacking that confidence. Word of the day. Word of the last few days, it feels like, when we've been talking about Loud as a team, they've not been lacking it.
No, the only conversation we have about Loud's confidence is whether they knock their opponents.
Exactly. Now they've got this lead by 3 rounds on the defensive side, the favored half of Ascent. Map they have not lost yet this season.
And it's a bit of a scrappy by Guardian and a Spectre in here, although Kawazine gets his favored Odin online.
Aspas is taking a fight into mid. Double up draft in the play with the dash. Demon One, he contains it. He holds for it. Watching, but he's got to do so much more. Oh, what? There was a flash in his face. He dodges it and still kills 2.
Mechanics on this guy are just unbelievable.
That's just disgusting. I mean,
his team's going to need many more of those, though. This, remember, bonus round, Aspas, he only had a Guardian there as he flew at them over the top of tiles.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's still got 6.5K in the bank.
That's what I mean. Can you even call it a bonus round? I mean, the weaponry that they had coming into it was quite good, and they've still got the bankroll going.
Yeah, but it definitely is, because he's saving up to buy that operator in the next, right?
And this is the question we laid at Demon One's feet, you know, can you step up and stand up to a team like Loud, and they've been looking so dominant? Definitely shut us up pretty quick. Les is still alive.
They're thinking about his positioning.
Yeah, anchoring towards the back. He's going to get cleared. The smoke is annoying to deal with. Jorgamo just has to run and face it. That could have gone really wrong. Kawazine's still alive.
But they know where he is.
And he is, being hunted. His position there. Great angle to take.
Loud have plenty of cash to be able to buy up into this next round. Aspas certainly going to get an op online. Let's take a look at this from Demon One's position. He realizes where Aspas is, dashes backwards.
Oh, he was just fully blinded up.
Fully blinded up. What? Just spamming the angle where he expects them to be.
I gave him a lot of credit there. Rightfully so, because of his prior performances. But yeah, that is just luck of the draw.
They do say it's better to be lucky than to be good. But I think Demon One, he's a bit of both.
Yeah, he's a bit of both. There's that operator. We were just talking about it, the money being saved up, so Aspas buys it, takes his first shot, first target. This is evened out, though. Boostia was also taken towards B main. Kawazine a bit of spam. He's out in the open here. Wider position, wider face. Needs to be dealt with, and Demon One will do just that.
I love that. Very decisive from Demon One and Boostio, creating pressure on this side. As long as Jorgamo doesn't get caught here in mid, they've got chances.
They got to know that this operator's online, but does Jorgamo just walk into it? He's holding towards Cat. Door still there. Now to no command. Ripping past them. Ripping through them. No, it's a white face. Doesn't expect it. Loud with a massive advantage in comp. So much to do here. No abilities to be used, doesn't choose to fire at the knife, doesn't want to give away his positioning. He doesn't know where the players could be swarming him from now. And how do you take it? Smoked off. Finally, he's got his abilities online, but he wants to hold the gun, wants to hold the rifle. That's where he's going to be finding the advantage. First kill, found, down. Smoke's blocking his line of sight angle. Just not winnable for him, and so Loud, they sail their way to that 10th round.
Only 3 away from making a grand finals appearance. One that they have been to many times before.
One enemy.
Like I said earlier, Loud, the only contenders left in the bracket with regional titles under their belt already, which, to me, a major surprise. You know, teams like NRG, Finesse, never won one before.
It's wild, right?
Uncrowned kings of NA. Or Loud, they have been crowned. I mean, they have the largest crown from last year. Champions, winners, finalists of lock-in. Showing that form here in the VCT Americas playoffs.
About to see what more they can do. This is Loud setting themselves up. They get the contact, they understand that the players are working away into main. There was a flash as well to set that one up. The Hunter's Fury, though, does not claim a kill.
They also got major information off the recon dart, and yet they're still keeping 2 players over towards A.
Maybe expecting it to be a quick pivot, but instead EG have no notions of that. They take their way towards the back of the side, even a Hunter's Fury of their own, to try and clear through into the back. It's a teleport. 2 years, he's reinforced them into the back, but he's holding his util out on Demon 1. He strikes. Absolutely magnificent, but does not get the 3rd. Most control still there. Pushed out of the position, though. Bustio couldn't stand his ground, not with a fragment nade at his feet. Aspas moves forwards. Line of sight angle with the operator.
Comms on a large flank through mid. He might be too late.
And this timing is so important for them. TP clearing all the possible positions, holding deep into the smoke. Aspas wide out. Sees the jiggle, takes the shot, starts the shorty. Smoke at his feet, needs to hide it. Knives now out, thinks it's winnable. 2 players though on his position, doesn't hold it. He's looking for the easy shot, but he's lit up like a Christmas tree.
Well played by Com there and Jorgamo. Jorgamo's found so many opportunities in this map to make the unexpected play and to take a situation and throw Loud off. There he stands inside his smoke, dominates the interior of that, and buys time for Com to wrap around. That's Com's ult that you're seeing there to set up Demon 1's kills, and then he is the final piece of the post plan with a recon dart to clean up Aspas. Well played there by the supportive players on EG. Demon 1 has an op on the attack side, peeking down. We could have an op clash in mid.
And a battle could take place. Drone clears it out. There was a chance. An angle was there.
Demon 1 just wasn't quite there.
One suppressed.
Cautious. Shots exchanged. Top side, bottom side. Into mid. Ethan looking to re-clear. He's close though. Side by side to Sadak with the judge. That could get scrappy.
Remember, the reason why EG is playing this one so cautiously, Loud won their previous Thrifty round.
Oh. Shots there. Sadak thought it could be gifted a freebie. Not quite. Has to back away now. With the shot of the judge, they should at least be scared of pushing this one. But Demon 1, he just holds his ground. Nevertheless, confidence in his ability to remove it in case Sadak does take another peek.
They are still going into this area that Sadak is playing.
Which is crazy. I mean, this gun, even on the half-buy, the judge can just rip you to shreds if you're not careful to clear it out. Even if you are careful as well, sometimes people just pull off ridiculous
30
stuff.
seconds left.
Maybe Sadak can be the one for it. He hears it. He's granted the timing.
Spike down.
Sound cue was there. Now being pushed out of the position. Oh my goodness, and he's still got the shot off. Damage done to Jorgamo, and Les just has to land the one shot. Demon 1. Still holding towards heaven though.
Very aware.
He is getting it. Still time running short. We'll be able to get that plant. With renewal now onto the state of the round. Leaves it up to Aspas.
Surely Aspas just has to save the operator. It's such a major tool for the way that Loud play their defense side on this map.
And the call is made. You can see it just the way he's backing away with the positioning. And this is EG. Signs of life, bringing it all the way back on their attack side.
Absolutely.
Not quite all the way though. Still one more round to gain before they're even. But
it's been hard fought.
They are handing it to Loud, Josh. And this is a Loud that dismantled Furia a little bit earlier. They made Furia look like a premier team, look like us. And that's just credit to Loud as well. Sounds like an insult, but they are just that good. Oh, that's a bit unintentional though, potentially.
Yeah, definitely not what Con was looking for there, to go down to the spike. So that's a weird one, but I don't think it's going to harm their economy too much. They'll have people that are going to be able to drop. Puts them a little more on the edge. Great openings that Demon One is finding. He's still got that attack-sided operator though, and that's now something that Loud know about and can potentially plan around. I'm interested to see what the adaptation is. I mean, Demon One's probably not going to go for as many fast hits if he's going to be opping, but something that EG like to do is have Demon One op at the beginning of the round and then swap rifles with Boostio and have him op in the late round once the site exec comes through.
Yeah, he's no stranger to operating. In the past. Good early drone. Does spot Aspas's positioning. Now, EG looking to still go into where the operator was spotted. They are grouped up towards Cat. Do they have the util? Smoke drop down. It's pinged out though. Aspas, he's got the dash, and you know he wants to try and take this fight. He's waiting for the flash timing. No, not quite. Still holds it. Shot fired. Nade as well, supplements it, just pushing them back ever so slightly. A minute left on the clock. EG with a chance to really slow this down and take it in another direction.
All of Sadak's utility bought time for this smoke to dissipate, and now Aspas holds the line again. Mid was fairly empty, though Kawanzin is there spamming with the Odin. This looks like a fake down mid into a cat push once more, which is going to allow Aspas to find value unless he's locked down.
This is interesting, yeah.
Wow, intriguing.
Deep into mid. Wide peak, wide face. They know Aspas is still there. Has to get out of there, though.
What a commitment just to push the operator away.
Yeah, huge. Re-clearance from Sadak. He tried to make a play.
Too early.
Yep, tail end there of the detainment, but nobody to face him still. They don't have that ground towards heaven. A shot darts try and push them away. Letting the players up. Still holding it down onto A. Kawazin. Look at this. Odin at play. Odin at work.
Almost caught Boostio with the shock.
It's causing a massacre with the damage.
Les has ult for retake, but they're only in a 3v4. And Com is on that sneaky late lurk through Cat.
This lockdown, though, has pushed them back. There's no tool for EG to try and remove it. No big ultimate. Team of one holds the line, holds the angle, is pushed back. Here. No players getting detained, but they are being pushed away from the side, and now that the positioning is noted, Aspas can hold it. Everybody corralled up into that corner, sticking onto the fuse. Aspas is going to be able to gain half, and he does just that. A bit of time now being bought here, but Com still the slide off angle. It's a 2-on-2. Watch for Com has to take a wider face. Jorgamo, he's left in it to do so much, and he doesn't quite take out. Less time is enough. 0.78. There's less. Who's the victor in that one?
How do they look so calm in a moment like that? I just don't get it. Les is unfazed. The way that EG played that round was excellent. They're going to take a timeout here and discuss strategy with Potter, but I liked everything they did. I think Demon One prodding early with his operator is fine, but just Loud win it in the 2v3 towards the end there. The way that they tap and immediately bait out the peaks and then win the duels. These players are so talented that even with all of the firepower of EG swinging them, Loud on an off angle still very favored there. Op and rifle in hand. EG did so much to get into a 3v2. And yet both lockdowns found work to create space. And Loud pull ahead. A 2-round difference. Exactly the same as what we had at the half.
So well fought. That's what the timeout's for now. EG looking for a way to even it up. But it's that player quality, Josh. You were talking about it. Loud, even when they shouldn't be favored, they just pull it out. All that experience made manifest in scenarios just like this into the playoffs, where if you win it, especially this match, you're in that grand finals for Americas, a chance to take that title. First one, potentially many.
Yeah, I think about how the history books are going to remember the early parts of Valorant. People are not exactly going to remember every single trophy, every single title. But the first ever winner of America's EMEA Pacific, the new system, people are going to remember that. You're going to cement your place. And it looks like Loud are playing with that kind of fury.
That playoffs form, double face onto Cat. They spotted where Aspas is with this operator. Drone now going to be used. That's going to be the goal of it. It's broken with a flash early, so they don't know that Aspas is deep onto this angle. And it's so unusual.
It is great, though, for spotting A splits. The spike for EG over towards B, though, to begin here. And no real mid pressure. So it looks like in this round, I mean, by virtue of where the spike is, probably going to end in a B pop, but to be honest, is much more likely to just be a 5-player pop in any direction, rather than giving Aspas an opportunity to fight this. How long does Aspas stay in his spot before deciding to rotate out?
Knife Use doesn't spot anything.
Can Jorgamo get into backside here with an ult?
Might be the plan.
Kawanzin's pretty far forward.
Yep, he's letting loose the smokes though. With 35 seconds left, there has to be a play to be made here. Lighting them up. No one breaks the dart. Kawazin was offered a chance. An opportunity. Cancel the ult though, clearing out through into the back of the site. EG have got to make the moves.
And this is everything for EG. They forced into this.
No way!
They're ripping them down.
Shreds them. Can Demon 1 do the most once more? Into the site. Plan starting to go down. Sadak, he's got a judge in this. Can he pick up a rifle anywhere? Not too certain of it. Trying to take this retake into B main, Aspas. The watch for the knife, he misses. Dash still alive, still active, Aspas. Could take another go of it. But Jorgamo, he knows he's being crunched, squeezed. Every single position inside the smoke. How is he evading all of this in a movement of Aspas? He survives.
Has the time ticked enough? Has he bought enough time for Demon 1 and Com?
Com is so low. Dart sails his way across, but actually misses. Wanted that a little bit closer. 3 HP and a dream. How can he possibly do this? One shot lands, but he's up against Aspas. 6 bullets left. A tap onto it. Time. It's running so low. I think Com has done this. He has indeed. What a time to pull out a performance like that. No easy targets granted to the final boss. And EG still staying in this one.
That round meant everything to EG. They forced up stingers. 3 players, I think, had stingers in this round. And that recon dart is so different to the others that you would usually throw towards backside. It lights people up as they go towards the spike.
And I think that's a correction from me, because I thought he was intending for the top of the sign as they were trying to come in, but...
That's just the flavor that Com has. And think about this, that time, the time that he won with, bought by Jorgamo, flailing around in B main.
On 3 HP.
And it puts Loud down onto a weird buy. Sadak balls first. As EG, with rifles in hand and economic advantage, might be about to draw this level at 11-11.
But do they rush into this? All the players are here, ready and waiting. It's Loud looking to try and claim. They've showed at least 2 of the bodies. There has to be a pivot, surely.
It's shaky. I mean, Demon 1, he lost the duel with a turret there. That's not what you expect to see. EG need to take a deep breath, calm themselves. Remember that these players are inexperienced. They're on a Cinderella run right now.
I felt like they might have wanted to rush into this. And they continue to do so. These shorties have been the bane of the existence of a lot of players so far this season, this split.
They're regrouping over towards B. They've sold it. Everyone on Loud has taken the gamble to try and group up on the A side.
I do like this from EG.
Kawanzin still has a recon dart, though. That could be deadly.
No dash for Demon 1 to get into the site. Nanoswarms are there fading. Kawazin just with the Sheriff. Gonna look to try and take a timing here. Fragment nade. Where did that one land? Not too certain. Need to get themselves into the site. EG are cautious with it. Slow going. Maintaining B main control, though. Com needs to be the difference maker.
If he goes down and gives a rifle, it could be devastating for them. He nearly got it.
He's caught, though. There needs to be that bailout, and well, Demon 1 might be the guy to do it. Deep smoke. Reposition from Com. It grants him that. No cheering through the smoke, please. There we see it. Demon 1 still holding it, landing it. 4 kills, flawless. Everyone surviving, but that was on a knife's edge.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
EG, what a return in this map. Mimian was talking about it on the desk, how well they've improved their attack side on this map. But I did not expect them to come out all guns blazing like this. They won the pistol and lost the follow-up. And in the last 5 rounds, they've won 4 out of 5. With their attack side, they've been able to just push Loud in such uncomfortable spots and knock them down onto multiple ecos. Multiple thrifties. Loud have only ever lost Ascent to Optic and Fnatic. You saw the stat earlier. Loud do not lose here. The home ground of home grounds, the most one-sided map that we've seen in so long. Utter dominance here. And Fraud's going to take a timeout to ensure that that stays the same. What an elite group that would be for EG to join. Can they do it? Demon 1, by the way, up to 25 kills so far. First half was quite quiet from him. Very quiet.
He's come alive.
With the op of all things on the attack. Yeah. He's mostly been opping.
I mean, that fire lit underneath him. 11-11. That's the scoreline we face. Loud. Not many more chances to wrap this one up in a clean 2-0, as they were hoping. It's EG. Scrappy upstarts is what they feel like, but can't really call them underdogs, really, at this point.
They've proven they deserve in the conversation for these kind of matches.
Yeah.
I think we deserve an overtime.
We've had a lot of those recently.
Con with the Hunter's Fury here. So this ultimate, extremely powerful to use for an A split and put pressure on people holding tree. That's not where Sadak and Tui's are, and Sadak also has his null command that could cancel it from Con. How do the ults get played? Demon 1 goes for a peek again. He's been so good at landing those and putting his team into 5v4s.
Dash was blocked, but it's put the fear of God into some of these Loud players. They immediately back away, holding towards the back of the site. The smokes will drop down in the middle of all of this. It makes it feel like they could have been moving EG into that A split, but just holding it.
I like the
side of Ascent really getting pushed and pulled and tested with the mid-rounding for EG.
Yeah, Sadak threw a 0 point there that found out Demon 1 and Ethan still over towards Catwalk. So there's still 3 players around A, and Demon 1 is contacting in. Now the true recon dart. And
here we see it. Yep, Hunter's Fury. Far enough distance away. He doesn't want to see it getting cancelled by that null command. Sadak ended up using it.
It's a fake.
Yep,
They're going on a B split.
All the way through. Aspas, though, he's holding down B main, and he takes out the first challenger. A reposition with the dash. This is getting awkward. Demon 1's still there as well, holding that one, but there's time not available to them. Taking it out towards the back. It is traded. Aspas also out of it. Not in the fight. A wide face by Com. He's feeling confident, and time is there, but Demon 1 brings him down. Kawazine was hoping to try and punish. And this is a 2v1, 2 years left alone. Dash back online. Demon 1 repositions, playing with the best. Playing with Boostio, side by side now, holding towards the back. Close up onto the box, 2 years trying to go for the spam. Into the position, smoke, cuts it up. Demon 1 can only play one angle, but that's all he needs. EG, 12-11.
Match point. 1 round away from taking us to bind. Utterly unknown territory for Loud. We have not seen it all throughout Americas. And this caused chaos. Boostio's called a fake here that has created anarchy in the Loud camp. Players running around not knowing which spots on the map are being held whatsoever. And what a perfect time to call a strategy like that. Using Com's ult to fake on A.
Get out of my way.
This might be the hardest round yet. Plenty of ults for Loud. Still danger in the round as well.
And yet the economy's so poor. 2 Bulldogs, a Spectre and a Guardian.
Knife tags into less.
Flashbang.
And have his util up. Flash now pushes Demon 1 forwards. Gives him a chance to take the fight here with the Blade Storm, but this slide off angle by less. Maybe he can do some work. Aspas as well. He's pushed all the way through. He's waiting for that flash. Updraft, he spotted it. Jorgamo's there. All the way to spam into the corner on the knives. They've got a miss, but he gets out of there and it's being covered. 2 years adjustments were necessary, but he couldn't reset the aim. Aspas! Updraft to survive. Time running short now, this mid-rounding. Again, the pressure is being applied.
And strangely, it's Loud that seem to be crumbling.
Keep taking chunks out of them. This fight's being taken and offered all over the map right now. Anyone's game. 45 seconds left. The ult expended. A double face. Let's take in the fight anyway. And the B site is cleared all the way through. No one to hold it. Hunter's Fury. I mean, okay, listen. It's the final round. You might as well use it.
Catches a tag, but no more. What a disadvantage. This should be EG on the precipice.
2 players left. Aspas with the 1, eventually removed. Kawazine, only the Guardian. Spam the damage, it connects. But so much to clear, all these angles to watch for. EG on the brink. handing Loud their first defeat on Ascent this season. Time ticking away, and EG, they know. They don't have to give even an inch. No opportunity granted. Footsteps, Calvazine feeling it. Has to swing wide. It's shut down like that. 13-11. We are going to map 3.
That is an incredible performance. EG have just joined one of the most exclusive clubs in Valorant. Those that have beaten Loud on Ascent. I mean, that was so back and forth all the way through the second half, and yet Demon One comes out there with the operator on top of it all. The clash, the jet battle that we were hoping for, waiting for. Wow, what a bang. I mean, so many moments of brilliance there from EG, not just in terms of individual performances, but towards the end, they were forcing Loud down onto ecos constantly. It felt like Sadak always had a judge. Boostio ran a fake that was incredible in the second to last round, and Loud looked like they were choking towards the end. Normally, players so consistent, 2Es and less missing those shots.
These different flavors that EG offered us as well. In mid-rounding, it was pushed and tested heavily. But they got that win. Ascent under their belt. Granted that chance to extend the play here at map number 3. Time for a quick break. When we get back, the analysts are going to get us ready for Bind.